now it's just like, man, you got to have that time where you just like disconnect from the scene, just the race. Like, and it's a race that I've created in my head, you know? But you have to step away from it.
Cracky. Cracky.
Are you happy now? Are you happy now?
Experience the nutrition of up to 5 pounds of fresh fruits and vegetables in every bottle. With pure green, cold-pressed juice.
We help innovative, new, plant-based food companies with investment. The future of food is about plant-based diets. Plant-based diets taste better. Plant-based diets are better for you. Plant-based diets are better for the planet. What a win-win. Invest in the future of food. Invest with Eat Beyond.
Experience the nutrition of up to 5 pounds of fresh fruits and vegetables in every bottle. With pure green, cold-pressed juice.
Welcome, everybody, here to the final day of action. That kind of makes me sad. It's the final day of action here at the NFL Alumni Association, ESTV, and American Cancer Society, Madden, the Yard Legends Challenge, as we are on the road to the big game, actually just a little over 24 hours before kickoff for that big game. Keegan Olty here alongside Brock Vereen with you on the call. And I know for those that have been with day 3, Larry Ridley, we hope he joins us later on in the day as well. So, Brock, final day, grand finals culmination. Everybody is in the pot. Everybody that's been the day 1, 2, and 3, first place and second place, are in the pot now, and we get to see 4 teams on each of the Xbox side and the PlayStation side. Let's start with the Xbox side first. Which team on the Xbox tournament bracket? We saw throughout the 3 days that Xbox is formidable, but now that they're all together on one bracket, which team looks the best to shine today in day number 4?
Well, if we've learned anything throughout this tournament, recency bias is a thing. Call it momentum, call it having the hot hand, but whoever finishes the day strong seems to turn up the next day looking great, picking up right where they left off, which means I am absolutely rolling, drum roll please, with two-way. I mean, one thing that they did is they just fought and fought and fought, right? Day 1, Irish Spring was our champion. Day 2, Three Amigos was our champion. You're going to hit on them in a second. But two-way yesterday, just the level of dominance, right? PlayStation had a lot of dominating contenders. The only dominant contender as far as from game 1 all the way to the championship game that I saw personally was two-way.
All right, and then go to the other side of the bracket. Now, we saw yesterday that there was a team that we had to watch out for. Two teams, actually, Junior Mafia and Team Amon Green. And we might see them in the championship game again. Junior Mafia playing the Ballers, who were part of day number 1's PlayStation tournament, and then FBGM and Team Amon Green, again, part of day number 1's PlayStation tournament as well. Junior Mafia, Team Amon Green, both in day 3, and both giving us a heck of a show for day number 3. Remember, that was just day 3. This is the grand final culmination now, which could be even a better show than normal. So, I know you, with all of your heart, pick Team Amon Green. Are you going to go against that pick here in the PlayStation bracket for the final day?
Of course I am. Look, I'm a loyal guy. Amon's on the ESTV team. You see it right here. I have to ride with him. Also, because of the roster that he assembled, there are no weak links. Look, nobody makes it to the championship with weak links on your team. I'm not saying that a lot of guys are carrying the weight for the rest of their teammates. It's just the fact that all 3 of the players on Team Green made impacts on offense and defense, whereas certain teams you could see, oh, he's an offensive standout. This guy's a defensive standout. Team Green, top to bottom, you cannot find a hole in their entire roster. I'm rolling with Team Green. But that Team Green Junior Mafia rematch, I think we all have that circled. That's a clash of the Titans. Everybody wanted to see Tom Brady versus Pat Mahomes. We get that tomorrow. But first, we get the clash of the Titans, Junior Mafia and Team Green. If they can both win their semifinal matchup, we will see.
And in that bracket, too, Junior Mafia, again, playing against the Ballers, and Team Amon Green playing day 1 champions in FBGM. Let's go a little bit further now, as we've been told earlier today that we're going to have a little bit of a show match later for you today, as we have a celebrity team made up of someone you're kind of familiar with. Shane Vereen is playing in this just a little bit, right? Shane Vereen playing in this game alongside Aaron Beasley and Lamar Houston. So former cornerback Aaron Beasley in the NFL and former outside linebacker Lamar Houston as well. So going to be a pretty exciting game when we get along to it, and we'll give you more information. But let's go through the rules for those that haven't watched days 1 through 3, or even the yard in general, if you haven't played this game mode yet in Madden 21. A touchdown is worth a traditional 6 points. However, getting a 40-plus yard play of any kind, whether it's on offense or defense, gives you an extra point. An interception gives you an extra point as well. A touchdown, and you'll see a lot of this from some of the teams. We saw this from Junior Mafia, a little bit from Team Amon Green as well, and even some of the different teams in the Xbox side. A double lateral or a double pass is worth 2 points if you can score on that play for a touchdown. And conversions, you will see on this field, there are no such thing as field goal posts. So 1 point 1 point is 5 yards out. 2 points, you got to convert from 10 yards out, and 3 points, you got to convert from 20 yards out. So it's going to be a very interesting day. And there's a lot of other rules to it as well. It's only 80 yards of regulation, by the way. 80 yards down the field, not your typical 100 in Madden. First down markers don't move from the 20-yard marker, so 20 and 40 in the middle, and it's a 40-yard across, meaning it is wide open. And also, creativity is king here. If you can see the double lateral passes and all that, Brock, you were talking about this earlier, laterals and just the passing and the route running, it's a 3-on-3, so player control. It's all about creativity at this point.
Without question, it's all about creativity. It's all about chemistry with your teammates. Because, yes, there are blueprint plays that they lay out, but let's be honest, if I'm controlling a receiver and I see an opening over there, I don't care if the route's over here. I'm going over there to that opening, and I have to have communication with my quarterback and the rest of the receivers to make sure we can execute that. So yes, chemistry is important, and also strategy is important. Weighing risk versus reward. You score a touchdown, maybe you do the 1 point gimme, but you got to get ready. If the other team has their foot on the gas, if they're aggressive, they may go 2 or 3, and you have to factor that in. So it is chemistry, it is aggressiveness, and you also kind of got to be a math major.
All right, and again, creativity is one of the best things you watch about this game mode. Now, we also talked about this in day number 1, but is there a certain rule? Again, we talk about the different scoring options, right? Other than the traditional touchdowns, it's 6 points. You also have the 40-plus yard play, which is a point, interception a point, touchdown with double laterals is 2 points, and then conversions. Talk about which one. I mean, I know the NFL is experimenting with different rule sets, and even for me, at least personally, part of the Hula Bowl, which had college seniors playing for different NFL and CFL scouts as well, they even implemented a rule where instead of an onside kick, you do a 4th and 20 play from down on the other side of the field, and if you can convert it, then you've got yourself the ball. Otherwise, the other team gets the ball where it's spotted. So that could be another rule as well that they're experimenting with. Is there anything in the Madden the Yard that you think could work in the NFL?
Well, I'm glad that you brought up that Hula Bowl little stipulation that they threw in there. I know it is a part of Madden, but I could clearly see that being implemented. And onside kick is about luck. You want to remove luck out of the game as much as possible. Right? It's basically a coin flip. Let's see where the heck this ball bounces and if we can get it. 4th and 20 play, there's at least strategy and skill involved there. That being said, the extra point factor, I think, could most easily be implemented from Madden the Yard to an actual NFL game. The PATs are kicked through, I think, 97-98% of the time, some absurdly high number like that, even with pushing them back 15 more yards, which they did a couple years ago. I would love a 5-yard try, 10-yard try, 15-yard try, and keep games interesting for longer.
Now, we saw the XFL even do this too when they were still in. Obviously, they weren't in this past season because of the whole COVID-19 pandemic. But you watch the XFL play. Did that? If you watch that XFL, did that actually bring some sort of different style that the NFL could bring to themselves?
Without question, I was able to go to an XFL game before, of course, the league folded, COVID, and other unforeseen circumstances, we'll call it. And what I think they got right is they leaned into the fun aspect. A lot of these diet NFL leagues have popped up, but that's the reason they've all folded is because they've tried to be the diet NFL. What the XFL got right is they leaned into the entertainment. It was fun. Yes, these may not be players who would be starting on NFL rosters, but we're going to be playing music. We're interviewing players during the game, and we are throwing these crazy rules at you to make games high scoring and make sure no team. It's so hard to blow out a team when there's so many ways to score points. And the XFL, I believe, was sold to The Rock, and I'm sure he's a master of entertainment, right? So if somebody can make this thing even more fun, it's gonna be him. So look out for that. But that's what I enjoyed most about going to that XFL game is, oh, they're finally not trying to be NFL Junior; they're trying to be their own thing.
Yeah, it was great to watch. It felt sort of, in the fans' eyes, it kind of felt refreshing to see a different league with different rules as the XFL did. We want to go ahead and just shout out one of our sponsors real quick. Pure Green is one of the fastest growing cold pressed juice and smoothie companies in the United States. Pure Green cold pressed juice is served to professional athletes, high-end hotels, celebrities, and everyday people really looking for optimal nutrition, including donating thousands of bottles of cold-pressed juice to frontline hospital workers during the COVID-19 pandemic. For more information, check them out on Pure Green, including their locations, menu, and catering. Head on over to puregreenfranchise.com. We're going to jump into a game now as we're going to go ahead and jump into a game as we are already underway. Irish Spring taking on Three Amigos. This is the Xbox semifinal side. Both of these teams, by the way, starting off day number one, and both of these teams face each other day number one semifinals. Irish Spring defeating the Three Amigos in what was then a one-game-only best-of-one game. Irish Spring eventually winning the championship on day number one. That's the way to start day number four, though, with a drive number one touchdown and a two-point attempt coming up. 40-plus yard play gives them that extra point, the 6 points additionally. They're going to go for two to see what they can do here. Two receivers lined up on each side. Again, creativity king. We'll see what they want to do here, running the routes. Just in general on the right side, do they get the two-point conversion? They do, and the Irish spring off to a 9-0 lead. So, Brock, that's a pretty good way to start day number four.
And when you think Irish Spring, you think speed. Fast, fast, fast. They don't let you make adjustments. They barely let you react to things. They keep their foot on the gas. Irish Spring, of course, the 2 seed, the day 1 champion. Three Amigos, the 3 seed, the day 2 champion. Both of them know how to play championship football. So if Irish Spring is expecting this to go exactly how it went on day 1, think again. Three Amigos has proven that they can be champions.
One man over the blitz line, so they'll go ahead and run the ball out to the left side, making it a first down and 13. Again, Irish Spring on the away side. Home side is Three Amigos. Handing it off to the right side, lateraling it back to the left side, but is leveled and has fumbled the ball. He could turn around and make a score here, but he will not lateral it backwards anywhere else. That is not an extra point. However, on the very first drive, Three Amigos not looking too hot. Irish Spring has a chance to open the door up just a bit more for themselves. He's going to roll out to the left side again, over the blitz line, gets past the line of scrimmage, will tightrope that left side.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
He will go all the way for the score. Add another 7 points on the board for the 40-plus yarder and the traditional touchdown score. It is 16-0 already. Only going for a 2-point attempt here out of the 3 points possible on the conversion. We'll see what they do. One receiver lined up on each side of the quarterback, one wide out. Looking for a pass down the middle and is going to get another 2 points. Irish Spring, talking about day 1, they looked very clean in day number 1. They're looking clean to start in day number 4.
Oh my goodness. I mean, this is just gut-wrenching. Now, Three Amigos only has 1.5 drives left, and they haven't even proved that they can stop Irish Spring. Three Amigos now forced with their backs against the wall to get every single point possible, and that's what Irish Spring does. They strike so fast, they don't let you react. They don't even let you catch your breath. Before you know it, you're down 2 possessions. They have to score here, and they may have to go for 3.
We got to score here on this drive to even have a chance at this. 18-0 to score right now. Pulled from the bag, but still first down and 5. A good game for the Three Amigos side. 2 receivers lined up on each side. Looking for a pass. Shovel passes it down the middle, and that is first and goal. So Three Amigos progressing a little bit further and further, but they got to get something going here. Got to score a big touchdown. They're outside of the range for another point from the 40-plus yard play. They're going to shovel past this 4 and nothing doing there. That's an incomplete pass, second and goal. So, I mean, we've seen teams, Brock, kind of shutter up a little bit when it comes to the red zone. What does Three Amigos need to do against Irish Spring on their good defense?
They have to do just right there, just like that. Do not feel like you have to get it all in one. You're given 4 downs for a reason, right? 3rd and 10 is a whole lot better than a forced throw to an interception. just get popped. Oh, and well, you know what, Keegan? Let me answer your question again. That is what you can't do. And let me give a shout out to Deacon Hill. Through the first touchdown, ran for the second touchdown, and just got the interception that's going to seal this game. Deacon Hill came to play.
And no chance now, goes over the blitz line. No chance for them to get the score that they needed. Even if they did, that's another touchdown here for the side of Irish Spring. It is 25-0. They could go for the 3-point attempt just to add a little salt to the wound, but they're going to go for 2 here. Again, one receiver lined up on each side of the quarterback. Seeing what they want to do here. Drops back a little bit more of a pass protection. As you can see, only really 3 people down the field, but wide open down the middle. Add another 2 points for the Irish Spring. 27-0. 3 Amigos just need to score at this point, maybe to just save some face, but it's already locked in that Irish Spring wins game 1 out of 3 in a best 2 of 3. All they got to do is win 1 more, and they're already inside for the prize pool right at the end of day number 4. So 27-0 the current score. And I mean, Brock, do you think the 3 Amigos have it in them to try and get game 2, or do you think Irish Spring is looking too good right now?
If 3 Amigos can just prove that they're capable of getting points, confidence is a huge thing. Obviously, this game has got away, but you know what? We saw Team Green yesterday lose their first game and then rattle off the next 2. Now, this interception by Justin Perez is not going to help, but I mean, that play right there is the last thing that can happen, Keegan. You needed to get points on the board to get momentum going forward. This is the worst we have seen the 3 Amigos look. This is by far the worst we have seen them look. It is unbelievable how different they look today, but credit to Irish Spring, who are looking phenomenal and the team to beat right now.
34-0 going for the 3-point attempt. Again, adding salt to the wound. He did catch that for the 3-point conversion. 37-0 will be the final score. Irish Spring averaging just about 12 points. Just actually a little over 12 points per drive. There's 3 drives, some 37 points. So what a game. And again, you can see Justin Perez, your player of the game there, takeaways and the touchdown for that guy. So really a great overall performance from the side of Irish Spring. They go up 1-0 in the series. Again, best 2 out of 3. Gotta win both of them and to win out and make it to the championship round. And that was an excellent performance from Irish Spring. But more importantly, 3 Amigos also had a little bit of a shakeup of their own because they did throw 2 interceptions there. So, Brock, I got to ask you, was that more of an Irish Spring domination, or was that more of a 3 Amigos just giving it away?
Keegan, I remember playing the University of Michigan my sophomore year. They had Denard Robinson, who at the time was the Heisman favorite. And I just remember going in at halftime. I think we were down 30 points or something like that, and just thinking, what happened? You just blink, and you know, and it's the worst feeling in the world when something happens so fast you don't even know what to fix. You know what I mean? So many things went wrong, and it happens so fast you don't even know where to start. What the 3 Amigos need to do is the opposite of what we did that game. We didn't make any adjustments because we didn't know what to do, and we just went out and kept getting our butts whooped. What 3 Amigos has to do is ignore the first game, or in this case, the first half, since this is best of 3. Pretend that first game didn't even happen. The score is 0-0. You say that game wasn't us. Nobody who has watched this tournament the past 3 days recognizes the 3 Amigos right now, right? I don't think that's a crazy thing to say. That's not the team we've seen these past couple days. Throw it out. The score is 0-0. The series is 0-0, and just say we have to win these next 2. Throw that first game out.
I want to mention, too, that 3 Amigos was our Day 2 champions. They would beat Sweaty's 2-0 and then beat 2A, who's also in this bracket as well, who's also in this tournament, and they will be playing against the antivirus team. But 3 Amigos beat 2A in the championship series on Day 2, 2-0. So like you were saying earlier, this is a completely different 3 Amigos team. It just looked like everything broke down. But let's go back to the Irish Spring side. Everything was working for them. And you were talking about some different players as well that make the biggest difference. And Team Amon Green has all 3 of their players pretty much locked in and pretty much all good to go. But then when you look at Irish Spring side, after that game, do you believe that their 3 players are just as capable of doing what Team Amon Green has for them?
As far as pound for pound, I'm still taking Team Green, but that does not take away from the efforts of Deacon Hill and Justin Perez. I mean, Deacon Hill single-handedly put up, I think, 18 points in the first, 45 seconds, threw for a touchdown, got a pick, and then ran for a touchdown. By the way, I've never seen a 80-yard scramble or whatever the heck that was, breaking off tackles. Deacon Hill came to play, Keegan. Deacon Hill came to play. Now, look, American Cancer Society, thankfully, and we're happy to have them here. This is championship football. They put up $5,000 on the line here. Like, let's not forget that. Clearly, Deacon Hill knows this is championship football because he has turned that dial to 10 just like his number, and he is ready to go. I would love to see if they can repeat that effort here and put this series away quickly.
Yeah, that $5,000 prize pool I think might shift a lot of
Yeah.
eyes, might turn heads when you hear $5,000 on the line here from everybody, especially with these 8 teams, 4 in each on PlayStation and Xbox. When you hear that there's championship opportunities and there's money involved in this too, that prize pool just becomes that much bigger, and these games become that much greater of a sense to play for. So really now, in a best 2 out of 3 here, what is the biggest adjustment going into this next game for the Three Amigos? What do you believe is their biggest adjustment that they need to make to play against the Irish Spring and force out game number 3?
Do you remember, are you a basketball fan?
Yeah.
Of course you are. You remember the 2016 Golden State team when you would blink and they would be up 100 points because they would sprint down, chuck up a 3, sprint down, chuck up a 3, and a lot of times they'd make it more than they'd miss it. Why that team was so hard to beat is because they lured opponents into playing their game. They would play teams who are really half-court traditional offenses, but when the team you're playing is going 1,000,000 miles an hour, you feel like you have to go 1,000,000 miles an hour. We only shoot from 3 30% of the time, but when we play Golden State, all of a sudden we're shooting from 3 50% of the time because that's what they're doing, right? What the Three Amigos need to do is say, hey, we're currently playing Irish Spring's game. Irish Spring wants to go fast. If this was traditional Madden, they'd be no huddle, get on the ball, snap the ball with 20 seconds left on the play clock. They're luring them into playing their game. If you are the Three Amigos, say we don't have to play their game. Playing their game is not what got us a Day 2 championship. Playing their game isn't what got us here competing for $5,000. Take a deep breath. Let them go 1,000 miles per hour. When it's your turn and you have the ball, there's no play clock. Pick your play. Set your guys in motion. Do what you need to do, because right now I see them trying to mimic the play of Irish Spring.
All right, I gotta know, since you are a basketball fan yourself, I gotta know real quick before we hit a break here, who you got in the NBA Finals?
The Lakers. What state am I in here, Keegan? What state am I? Are you kidding me?
Okay. Other than the Lakers, I gotta know the there's a Western Conference and an Eastern Conference. Who you got in the finals? I'm not saying who's gonna win it all, because I know there's a Lakers bias there because you're in LA. I mean, you could have been Clippers too. Who knows? But gotta know who you got
The
out
Clippers
of the
don't
Eastern.
exist.
Who do you have out of the Eastern Conference making the finals?
First and foremost, the Clippers don't exist. That's a fake team that you can only play with on 2K. I don't know who those guys are. Second off, look, this always happens. When LeBron originally went to the Heat, they started off kind of slow and everyone freaked out. Oh, the Heatles are frauds. This isn't a big deal. Whatever. When that first big three teamed up with Ray Allen and KG and Paul Pierce in the Celtics, they started off slow too. Everyone freaked out. When LeBron first came to Lakers with AD, they started off slow. Everyone freaked out, right? That's the same thing that's happening with the Nets. Oh, their defense is ranked here. They have to score this many points to win. It's like, they're gonna figure it out. It may not look great right now, but as we've seen, the separation between regular season ball and playoff ball is vast, right? In any sport. That's just how it is. Baseball, hockey, it doesn't matter. It's a different speed. The biggest gap, though, between those efforts exists in basketball. Playoff basketball and regular season basketball, unrecognizable. So I'm saying all this to say, do not even worry about the Nets' struggles right now. They're going to figure it out. James Harden hasn't even moved into his place yet. He's probably still living in a hotel. They're going to figure it out, and they're going to get blown out by the Lakers in the championship, but they're going to make it there.
All right, well, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, more action here. You're watching the NFL Alumni Association, ESTV, and American Cancer Society Madden the Yard Legends Challenge. We are on the road to the big game just over 24 hours away.
Experience the nutrition of up to 5 pounds of fresh fruits and vegetables in every bottle. With pure green, cold-pressed juice.
We help innovative, new plant-based food companies with investment. The future of food is about plant-based diets. Plant-based diets taste better. Plant-based diets are better for you. Plant-based diets are better for the planet. What a win-win. Invest in the future of food. Invest with Eat Beyond.
Welcome back, everybody, here to the Madden the Yard Legends Challenge. We're just going to jump right into the game here between the teams of Irish Spring and Three Amigos. Game number 2, again, if you remember this from just a couple minutes ago, Irish Spring was the one to defeat the Three Amigos 37-0. So we're going to jump right into the game now. And it is already underway, and we've already got a touchdown. Three Amigos, by the way, on the away side. And this is looking good for them to start. It's 7-0 already. Three Amigos looking for that two-pointer rather, and that is good, so 9-0. So the shoe is now on the other foot side, where Three Amigos start off on 9-0 on the very first drive of the game.
Ooh, they came to play. So look, some people get motivated by different things. Clearly getting your butt whooped in that first game motivated you. Oh my gosh, is he gonna do this again, Keegan?
I think that's the second time we've seen it. The tightrope.
Oh my God. Deacon Hill.
Are we in the same game, or did we just what just happened?
Deacon Hill is unbelievable back there in the pocket.
Wow, unfortunately won't tie up the game with a 2-point conversion, but I mean, Jesus, what a that is one of the most impressive things, to do that twice, not just once in the series, but twice in the series in 2 different games. Is just unbelievable. 9-7 to score. Three Amigos in the lead right now. Going for a little bit of a pass forward, but only gets 2 yards. 2nd down and 8. Looking for some creativity, maybe some laterals. Laterals backwards as well. Goes past the line of scrimmage, so can't lateral any more forward. Can only go backwards from that point. Actually loses 3 yards. So 3rd and 21. So Three Amigos started off strong, but after 2 plays, they're looking a little bit weaker here. Maybe a little more vulnerable to the Irish Spring team. Looking out for something on the left side. Dives that is only going to get 12 yards, making it 4th and 9. So Three Amigos got to find some way to barge through here with what they're doing. So, I mean, just overall, it looks like a different Three Amigos team if it's 9-7 right now.
Because what are they doing, Keegan? They're slowing it down. You cannot take a sack right there. That is brutal. If you're playing Irish Spring, you have to score every series. But when they look confident and they're winning right now because they're playing their game, they're not calling plays and not processing the defense first. Here we go. We're sending guys in motion, Keegan. We didn't see that the first game. They're finally playing their game, and that's why they're hanging around right now.
Lanos it out to the right side just before the line of scrimmage, but it's just a little bit overthrown. That would have been huge. That would have been 6 points. Actually, that might have been a good, that would have been actually 9 points had they gotten that pass off, but Irish Spring failed to convert that one. 2nd down and 20, maybe going for it again. Somebody passes the blitz line, so they go ahead and run for it. Does he do this again? Oh no, stop this time. At around the 40-yard line. You and I were thinking it. You and I were thinking he might do this again.
Deacon Hill, the tightroper. You're wasting your talents playing Madden. Go join Cirque du Soleil. You are a tightroper by trade. Oh boy. And there it is, corner of the end zone. Perfectly thrown ball. Deacon Hill, aka Deaky, finding Justin Perez in the corner of the end zone. Oh boy, the Three Amigos cannot let them get these points here. They're still gonna be in it, but they have to limit something here.
Be 15-9 if they convert this to the left side, and he does convert the 2-pointer. So a touchdown ties the game for the Three Amigos, but that's if they can get a touchdown. Remember, last drive, they didn't really get anything going, got sacked on 4th down. This drive is important to keep the Three Amigos in this game. They need to either take the lead or tie this. Right now, looking for something going on the left side. Maybe that's going to be an incomplete pass, almost intercepted down below. You can see in the bottom left corner, by the way, another game going on right now. That is the Junior Mafia game taking on the Ballers from day number 1. So that game is going on in the bottom left corner of your screen right now. We will try to figure out who's on the left side on the away and who's home. we see the pass going to the right side right now, looking for the first down marker, just shy of it, 3rd and 1 now for the Three Amigos. So, I mean, these next 2 downs are super important, Brock.
They have to score, plain and simple. This is their last opportunity. They have to score here, and they should also go for 3. And you know what? There it goes. There it goes. This tournament is over, barring any this round is over, barring any kind of disaster. Irish Spring, and who else but Deacon Hill making the game-clinching interception right there.
We've been told Junior Mafia is the home team, by the way, on the bottom left corner of your screen. Junior Mafia, the home team. Ballers is the away team. And again, Deacon Jones making some moves. Oh, but steps out of bounds. Could have made a move back in, but does not do so. But it's 1st down and 1 to go. Again, for those that think this is weird on 1st and 1, remember the 1st down markers do not move from each of the 20-yard line ways. And that one out of the reach, actually way out of the reach of one of the receivers there. But the 1st down markers do not move from the 20-yard line each way. So it is now 1st down and 1, 2nd down and 1, rather, down to the middle of the field. And again, like Brock said, barring any miracle interception for a touchdown here, this game is pretty much said and done. And even if the Three Amigos were to get an interception for a touchdown, that would put them in the lead because of a 40-plus yarder. This one's probably going to go into the end zone. No, stop just short at 3 yards. So 2nd down and goal now for Irish Spring. And we'll talk about what Irish Spring is playing for and what all these teams really are playing for here in a second. 2nd and goal. Somebody passed the blitz line. He's in for the score. This guarantees it. That's signed, sealed, delivered. Irish Spring is in the championship match. Now, they could go for some confidence here. 3 points. That's exactly what they're going to do. Try to rub salt in the wounds. And right now, looking for it. But going right into the game now. And what in game overall from the side of the Three Amigos, Three Amigos and Irish Spring, but Irish Spring coming out of it will go into the round as almost champions. But let's go right into the game now. This is the game we were talking about earlier. Junior Mafia versus Ballers. Junior Mafia and the home team, Ballers on the away team. And Junior Mafia, 2nd drive already, up 17-0. And again, we were talking about this yesterday as well. Timeout being taken. I believe that was by the Ballers most likely, but or rather by Junior Mafia, because they're going to go for 3 points instead, trying to extend out this lead and maybe trying to seal the door on Junior Mafia, which is already, or on Ballers, which is already pretty much done for them on the 2nd drive. 17 looking for the handoff on the right side, trying to make some moves, trying to get into the end zone, but it's stopped. But Junior Mafia, Brock, is still a team to watch out for because they're already up 17-0 on the 2nd drive.
If there's anything we know about Junior Mafia, they know how to put up points. On day 2, they put up scores of 44, and they had 2 30 pieces, I believe. And then yesterday, they put up a 43 piece. Really, Team Green is the only team to hold Junior Mafia below 30 points. One thing we know about them, they get points on the board, and Ballers are finding that out the hard way.
Interestingly enough, if you watch that last play, they actually snapped the ball to the left side. This time, it's going out for an interception. That ball is fumbled, and is it recovered is the question. Who recovers it? Junior Mafia keeps the ball, so it's an interception, 18-0. This game is over already, so Junior Mafia just straight out winning this game, number 1. It's going to be a shutout unless Ballers can get an interception, but I'm banking on the fact that Junior Mafia does not allow this to happen. Another shutout. We've already seen 2 shutouts already in these games. The first games, mind you, both of the first games of the series have been shutouts, and the winner of those shutouts has won the series in the last one with the Three Amigos and Irish Spring. Irish Spring moving on to the championship round. When Larry comes in, he'll be happy to know that Irish Spring is going to be in the championship match.
You will be enthused. You know, Keegan, there's just something so demoralizing about a shutout. Madden the Yard is built for high scores, so when you can't get a single point on the board and you're staring at a goose egg, it is just so demoralizing. For the sake of Ballers going forward, it's so difficult to go into game 2 knowing you were not able to put points on the board the first time around.
3rd and just a little bit short, goes over the blitz line, so they are able to run. Actually, oh my gosh, that's the first time we've seen that. He's got some strength in him, lifts the guy up to move a little further.
That's a big boy right there, doing his best Brandon Jacobs impression.
18-0 to move to the left side, level this time with a big hit. And it's kind of interesting to note that it doesn't look like there's any injuries that are turned on in the yard here too. So it's pretty it's interesting to see these teams take some hits and all that as well. So 18-0 to score right now. I mean, some of these guys might have some big injuries if they got hit anyway like that in the real Madden.
You know, I think back to yesterday's championship, Junior Mafia versus Team Green. Think of how many fumbles were caused because both of those guys were hitting bone-crushing hit after bone-crushing hit. So it's no shocker that Junior Mafia, 1, can lay you out, 2, can get that ball back and put in points, just like we saw on the classic reverse here.
Yeah, and even slimmer chance now of Ballers scoring it. They cannot, most likely they're not going to be able to avoid the shutout here. It's 24-0 again, and all they have to, the only time they can score here is either on an interception or a conversion fumble recovery. That would be the only way they score here, but I don't think Ballers, or rather Junior Mafia, are going to allow this to happen. They're going to go out to the right side, just run it out of bounds, knowing that that drive does not matter. Junior Mafia now 1 game away from the championship round, and what a performance by Junior Mafia again. 24-0. We saw Irish Spring 37-0 earlier. First games have been shutouts in each of the matches that we've seen so far. So, I mean, going into the championship round, we see these two teams. Now, we know Junior Mafia is going to be the favorite here. Team Amon Green versus FBGM. FBGM was day number 1 champions of the PlayStation side. Does Team Amon Green shut them out, or does FBGM shut out Team Amon Green, or do we think that it might just be a close game in the semifinals already?
It might be a close one in the semifinals. I know that the Ballers clearly want to wipe away that first game and put forth a better effort in the second game, but man, is it a tall task to beat a team that can put up points so effortlessly. Junior Mafia. And I mean, Junior Mafia dominated that thing from start to finish and only hung up 24 points. Outside of Team Green, nobody's been able to hold them under 30. So it's such a balance. If you are the Ballers, you're not upset with your defense because you held the other team 6 points below their average, but you have to get something done on offense. You have to. As far as FBGM and Team Amon Green, I'm expecting a much closer matchup than we saw with Junior Mafia and the Ballers. But the way things are shaking right now, a lot of teams are showing up new and improved. Time will tell.
All right, and by the way, again, we go on to the brackets for day number 4 here. We already see Junior Mafia and the Ballers. Junior Mafia up 1-0 over them. FBGM and Team Amon Green awaiting their matchup. 2A versus Antivirus awaiting them, but we already know on the other side, Irish Spring and Three Amigos. Irish Spring moving on 2-0 there, so they will be in the championship match. Let's talk about this because we want to thank, I believe, American Cancer Society for their generous donation here for this tournament, and $5,000 is the total prize pool. It's $2,500 each way. So this is what the teams are playing for. So making it into the championship game already means that you're guaranteed to win at least $750 if you get second place. Now, first place, however, double that money. You get $1,500 as champions. So that is a lot to play for. We were talking about this off air, you and me. And if we weren't casting, if Brock wasn't part of celebrity teams during Call of Duty tournaments here on ESTV, you'd be playing for this.
Without question. And thank you so much to each of our sponsors for providing these kids with this opportunity. It's not a guarantee that in a professional or a college kid wins the championship. It could be a high school kid. Hey, when I was in high school and I got handed a 20, I made that thing last all week long. If you hand me 500, 1,500 to split amongst my teammates, 500 for me, going in the day before the Super Bowl, I get to kick back and eat some food and watch the Super Bowl tomorrow. That's probably as good of a weekend it gets. So, and again, thank you to Generation Esports for providing the opportunity to these high school kids as well as the youth kids who also signed up. Generation Esports, now an exclusive partner of ESTV, 3,000 high schools underneath their thumb, international as well. Credit to them for finding these kids who clearly can know how to game.
I mean, they've got more game than I could say. They've got more game than I could say. If I saw any of these guys on Madden matchmaking, I would either be scared, try to just keep running the ball without trying to get these guys intercepted, or just quit out of the game in general. We also want to give one more shout out real quick, but before we do that, actually, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, more action here. You're watching the NFL Alumni Association, ESTV, and American Cancer Society Madden in the Yard Legends Challenge. We're just over 24 hours away from the big game as we are on the road to the Super Bowl.
Experience the nutrition of up to 5 pounds of fresh fruits and vegetables in every bottle. With pure green, cold-pressed juice.
We help innovative, new, plant-based food companies with investment. The future of food is about plant-based diets. Plant-based diets taste better. Plant-based diets are better for you. Plant-based diets are better for the planet. What a win-win. Invest in the future of food. Invest with Eat Beyond.
Experience the nutrition of up to 5 pounds of fresh fruits and vegetables in every bottle. With pure green, cold-pressed juice.
Welcome back, everybody, here to the NFL Alumni Association, ESTV, and American Cancer Society Man in the Yard Legends Challenge. That over there is Brock Green. I'm Keegan Olta, and we are here again for the $5,000 prize pool, $2,500 in each bracket. Champions getting $1,500 here, but we are going into the PlayStation bracket now. Junior Mafia versus the Ballers, who you'll remember just a little while ago, Junior Mafia shutting out the Ballers in their matchup, and now we get to see Junior Mafia if they move on to the championship game, or if the Ballers can force game number 3. So Brock, will start with this, or excuse me, or yeah, if the Ballers can force game number 3. I thought I was looking at the wrong bracket for a second. What are the Ballers? What is the Ballers' number one priority as we jump into the game in a little while? What is the Ballers' priority in order to stop this team from Junior Mafia sweeping them 2-0?
I didn't see a lot of shots downfield. Again, as a rehash, the Ballers held Junior Mafia to 24 points. They got shut out 24-0, but they held them to one of their lowest point totals in this entire tournament, which is a testament to how many points Junior Mafia can score, but a bigger testament about how the Ballers actually held them. And what we're going to see here is if the Ballers can put out that same effort on defense and can put up a couple points, they can make this interesting. You don't have to change anything defensively. You're doing fine, but you have to score.
So Ballers again on the away side, Junior Mafia on the home side. Junior Mafia looking to close this series out and head on over to the $1,500 championship match. And they're already starting off the right foot with an interception. Tries to get to the middle of the field. Will not score on the interception, but that is one way to start off. Ballers not starting off the right foot like they would want to. Junior Mafia already looking for the end zone. Looking for that blitz line. Somebody crosses it, but will not get there. Is that pass in? No, just steps out of bounds. Not able to drag that other foot in. Still 1-0 though, but again, Junior Mafia, we talk about this team, their high-scoring team. Will they be able to do this again? Second down and goal. Somebody crosses the line, and that would mean a very easy, and again, another carry. They, well, okay, for our reasons, they had 2 carries into the end zone now, one with the player and one with the football. So, anyways, 2-point attempt coming up for Junior Mafia. You gotta like that aggressiveness from Junior Mafia.
That's just disrespectful right there. From your quarterback, too. Look, a lot of people get run over. You can't let the quarterback run you over. I don't care how big he is.
Now imagine if, and they get the 2-point conversion here, making it 9-0. But just all you got to imagine, right, is on a goal line spread, you see the quarterback just lift up like a defensive lineman. How funny would that be to see?
That's scary. Oh, that is scary, you know, and right now the Ballers, this is make or break time. I know you have 3 series, but this drive is going to make or break it. You have to score here. It has to be a touchdown. And just like that, Keegan, I hate to say it, this thing may be over because Junior Mafia has proven that they're going to score every single series. The Ballers, it's unfortunate because, again, their defense is just so dang good. But for whatever reason, offensively, they are just not able to get it done.
So Ballers might be out of this one. They may be heading to the 3rd place match here after the series. If Junior Mafia can score a little bit more here, they would lock this one up most likely. And you can see, and some places have that percentage bar of how much they're going to win. If they make this catch, it's over. And it will be it. Touchdown from all the way downfield with the laterals. Again, 40-plus yard, the lateral. They could go for the full 12 points here. Will they be going for that? They will. They'll go for the full 12. They're up 19-0 already just to make this one even more out of reach for the side of the Ballers. Just waiting for that clock to maybe communicating to each other right now, looking for the 3-point attempt, making it 22-0. Snaps the ball. Looking for something on the right side, maybe waiting for somebody to cross the blitz line. They do. That means they could pass this forward now if they wanted to, or run in front of the line. Holding onto the ball, and that one will go incomplete in front of the line. 3 points is no good, but Junior Mafia 19-0 already. Ballers, I mean, they can score here, but it won't be worth much because Junior Mafia might have this one already locked up.
And you know what? Again, even there, that is a great defensive effort there by the Ballers. That play took like 10 seconds, and they had it locked up. Junior Mafia had nowhere else to go. I keep reiterating it. The Ballers' defense was one of the better ones that we've seen in all 4 of these days. But as we see right there, offensively, they just can't get it done. But you know what? That's not just on the Ballers. That's a testament to Junior Mafia's defensive efforts as well. Whatever reason, the Ballers just were not able to have the same success on offense as they were on defense.
There's a little bit more of hope that you want. Even after the interception, it made it a defensive pass interference. So Ballers get the ball back to try and maybe save some face here. Can't get the 40-plus yarder for the score. They'll try something down the middle again. Just hit stick one more time, but still gets them within 1st and goal at about the 17-yard line. So, I mean, Ballers just needed to score here. If they lose this game, which most likely is going to happen, they move down to the 3rd place game, still playing for a considerable amount of cash. But when you look at it right now, Junior Mafia looking for the $1,500 championship mark on their team name. 2nd down and goal from just before the 20-yard line. Again, passing it down to the middle of the field. Can't get away from the tackle. It's 3rd and goal. I mean, Junior, you talk about Ballers' defense, but how about Junior Mafia's defense, too? I mean, they've been looking pretty impressive. If they shut out the Ballers twice, that would be something else.
That would be something else. And if I remember correctly, I don't think there's been back-to-back shutouts. The Three Amigos on day 2 held two-way to a shutout in the 1st game and then 1 point in the 2nd game. And you know what? The Three Amigos have done that twice now, where they've held a team to a shutout in 1 game and 1 point in the 2nd. But no one has had back-to-back shutouts as I look through my notes here. So you talk about momentum leading into a championship game. That'd be incredible for Junior Mafia to pull off.
So 19-0, unable to convert on 4th and goal. They're going to throw this way down the field to someone that's wide open.
Wow.
And that is going to give them the 40-plus yarder guaranteed, plus the touchdown, again making it 26-0 already. They're going to go for 3 just to rub salt in the wound. Timeout being called from Junior Mafia. But it is a great series overall. That one is pretty much over. Junior Mafia moves into the $1,500 championship matchup. We're going to jump right into another game now as we get set on the same side. Junior Mafia moves in. We await their opponent between Team Amon Green and FBGM, which we are going into right now. Team Amon Green, you can see Amon Green himself on the right side, the former running back from the Green Bay Packers on the right side on the camera. Beard, glasses, headset, and all. He's within his own glory right now, trying to make that championship match with his team. And 1st down and 7, just passing it back and forth. And he may have some room, but gets tackled right away. 1st and goal, though, right around the 5-yard line. And let's talk about this, because FBGM was your day 1 champions, but what does FBGM have to do to stop this team of Amon Green, who was very dominant going into the championship game on day 3?
Mistake-free football and get all 3 guys involved. As we just saw on that quick load drive there, all 3 guys made an impact. Curtis Doki, of course, back there at quarterback. Amon Green in the slot. And here we go. Nice little pitch. Throw an interception. But the fact of the matter is you have to get everybody involved. When you're playing Team Green, you are expecting 3 players who are all going to be engaged, all making an impact. Of course, FBGM, the 2 seed, and they lost in day 2 to the champion Junior Mafia, and Team Amon Green, who beat Junior Mafia in the championship yesterday. I say that to say 2 teams here in FBGM and Team Amon Green who deserve to be here.
So running out to the right side, it's FBGM that's got a little bit of some space on the right side, but now they're inside the 40-yard line, so they're not able to get that additional point if they were to score from this distance. But still 6-0 in favor of the Team Amon Green, looking for a pass downfield. They've got receivers options on either side. Looking for another hole, making a move, but gets leveled again. And you talk about the hit sticks as well. There have been a lot of fumbles. They know how to hit. They do know how to use that hit stick. But
Green, yeah. I mean, Team Green is good for causing a fumble at least twice a game. That's how consistent their hitting is.
So 6-0 here for this game. Trying to lateral it backwards, trying to get a little bit of yardage forward. Does so, but not by much. 2nd and goal coming up for FBGM. And it might be, again, this red zone defense. Is red zone offense harder than scoring from further out than 20? Or does this make it a little bit easier? Because we've seen teams struggle within the 20.
Red zone offense is the most difficult thing about offensive football, without question, because the fact of the matter is when you have 80 yards ahead of you, guys can be running all over the place. When you only have 15 yards ahead of you, there's tighter windows and you have less time to make a decision. Very difficult. Red zone offense, and Amon Green with the interception. Can he take it back, Keegan? Is he fast enough?
Can he take it back is the question. Is he fast enough? He is. Wow. He will go all the way. Batman himself will go all the way down. And I believe, I mean, if Larry Ridley's watching this, he knows that Batman is a threat to this game.
Look at the beard stroke. There it is.
You know, whenever a big play happens, watch the cam. Whenever a big play happens, watch that camera. He will stroke the beard and all. 14-0 to score. Looking for the hook around. laterals it out to the right side for the 2-point attempt. That one's intercepted. First point on the board for FBGM, but will not get any further than that. But still, Team Amon Green up 14-1. One drive remaining for FBGM, or rather 2 drives, excuse me, for FBGM. Needs to score here to stay within distance of this Team Amon Green. But right now, I mean, this team on the home side just looking too strong for FBGM.
They are, but FBGM just in a panic mode right now. What are they doing? I mean, that could have been a disaster. Amon Green was close to getting an interception. But yes, people, like we hit on earlier, that screen is there for a reason, all right? We're looking in Amon's basement right now, not just because it's so much cooler than mine, but because you see his composure. Whenever their backs are against the wall, you can expect Amon to be able to make a play. Because think about yesterday, Keegan. Whenever a big play needed to happen, Amon was there offensively or defensively because he's cool, calm, and collected.
So 3rd and 2, and again, you can see right side of your screen is Amon Green's live feed. And is that going to be the first down? Yes, it is. Good enough for a gain of 3 yards. First down and 19 for FBGM. Again, needing to score to try and keep this game alive for them. It's a best 2 out of 3. As you can see, this is their first game between the two. So there's no telling what's going to happen. They're going to throw this one deep down the field, and this is intercepted in the end zone. It is.
Who else?
Give them another point, and who else is it? Amon.
Wait for it. There it is. There it is. There's the beard stroke. There's the beard stroke.
Every single time. If we get to interview him again, we have to ask that. Is this force of habit, or is that just yeah, we know.
And like I said, Keegan, whenever a big play has to be made to fail. Oh, look at Elijah Santiago going for. No, that's Curtis Doki right there. Whenever a big play needs to be made defensively, Amon Green seems to be there. Incredible effort by him.
Looking for the plays in the backfield, taking it out to Santiago. Runs up the field for the 1st and 18, so no longer able to get the plus 1 point from the 40-yard plays. But I mean, still, this team Amon Green is just looking at it. After watching Junior Mafia is in the championship game. Team Amon Green looking like they want to be in that championship game too. And again, we might just see, if for those that don't remember day 3 yesterday was one of the most insane series, probably the most insane series we've ever seen. So Team Amon Green, if they do, we're in for another good one here. And we'll remind you about ESTV's premieres next week as well for that. But this is going to be a great series if they play against each other again. You and I were talking about this off air. We were pretty happy that Junior Mafia and Team Amon Green landed on opposite sides of this bracket, because if we land them in the championship game, we know for $1,500 it's going to get insane.
Oh, it's gonna be insane. And I like this very slow, methodical drive by Team Green. Usually a very quick hitting offense, but that slow, methodical drive, and of course, who else is gonna punch that in but Amon Green? I think he scored every point this game. But
where's the beard stroke?
You know
Where's the beard stroke?
We're waiting for it. Waiting for it.
Waiting for it.
The extra point. But what I love about Team Green is all 3 guys usually get their hands on the football on scoring plays, right? And that is what I love about them. They're methodical. They're not lateral. When they do the gimmicky stuff like the laterals, it's with purpose, it's with strategy, and that's why they find themselves in good position to win this game.
So FBGM way out of scoring range for this one, and this one's going to get picked off. I believe that's Curtis Doki. No. Oh, no, wait, hold on a minute. Was that Amon Green again that intercepted that ball? I believe he was controlling that player.
That was Doki. That was Doki.
Was that Doki? That was Doki. Okay, so Doki was the one.
Doki, yes.
All right, so that was Doki that controlled that player, but still, overall, a really good game. Amon Green. Okay, now first of all, where else in this game mode, unless you put him on different depth charts, where else would you see a former running back getting interceptions and touchdowns on both offense and defense? What other game mode would you see this?
I mean, that's why you have to love this thing. And that final was what, 23-1? Was that the final score, something like that, or was that a shutout?
There was one interception point. There was one interception point.
That's right. We'll call it 23-1. It could have been a couple more points, but what we saw right there by Team Green, it may not have been the flashiest win, but it was still it was a demoralizing win. All 3 players had an impact. Of course, Amon put the team on his back when the backs were against the wall with both red zone efforts by FBGM. Amon Green was there to intercept it. And then, of course, offensively, he scored the majority of the points. But all 3 guys, Elijah Santiago, Curtis Doki, and Amon Green getting involved. That's why I keep hitting on it. That's what it looks like. It may not be the flashiest thing, but there is no weakness in that strategy.
I think you know what I think too. You're looking at this. It is the Yard Celebrity Challenge. I mean the Yard Legends Challenge. But you have him on green. I mean technically a celebrity in himself, but he's playing this game like he was a Madden professional at one point or another. He's playing this game like this team should be. If there was a Yard component to the Madden tournament, the Madden championships, this team could probably run the tables with it because they're looking that good to maybe put it over. To put it over right now. So again, they're going in for game number 2 almost automatically. FBGM versus Team Amon Green, and we hope to get that game in just a little while. But right now for FBGM, they are one game away from falling to that third place game. A big difference again, by the way. $1,500 for the champions. Second place is $750. If you get to the third place game, though, there's only one place to get money after that, and that is third place, $250. So FBGM knows what they have on the line here to win out that money. So what is the top priority right now? I mean, Team Amon Green's got so many things going for them, but what is the one thing FBGM in this coming game? I know it's a quick turnaround, but what is the one priority they need to focus on to take down Team Amon Green and force game number 3?
You cannot afford to lose yards. And I know that sounds so simple, but again, a huge aspect of Madden the Yard is by lateraling the ball, you can add on up to 2 extra points. A lot of time, but whenever FBGM had more than one lateral, they had a drastic yard loss or an interception. Every single time, they never gained positive yards after that first lateral. If your FBGM realized that is not an accident, this is the smartest. This is Amon Green, who has seen NFL defenses. He knows how to break them down, and you better believe he has coached up his guys and Elijah Santiago and Curtis Doki in reading the same thing. If you're FBGM, it is not worth the risk of that second lateral. When you lateral more than once against this team, you are not going to get positive yards. That is the difference FBGM has to make going into this game.
I want to know too. I want to know your opinion on this. We saw last week the Pro Bowl between the AFC and the NFC. Let's say Team Amon Green, I mean, they look strong, or whoever the champions were through days 1 through 4 or 1 through 3 here, we saw these teams play the Yard. But do you think like maybe Team Amon Green, if he created his own team to play against that NFC champion winning team from the Pro Bowl, do you think they could take him on?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, part of the reason is because these Pro Bowl guys spend quite a bit of their time in the facility lifting and running and all that. But the fact of the matter is, if you take the best, it's kind of ironic because the guys who are in the game are rarely ever the best at it, which is kind of funny. But no, even if you go back to day one, a team that we haven't seen in forever, like the Annihilators or the Mavericks, who got bounced in on day 1, round 1. We haven't seen them in 3 days. I'm taking them against those Pro Bowl players. I don't think people realize how good some of these lifelong Madden fans are.
We might see a celebrity match later against Shane Vereen, Aaron Beasley, and Lamar Houston all on one team as well. We might put that to the test here in a little while. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, more action here and who will move on to the championship rounds. This is the NFL Alumni Association, ESTV, and American Cancer Society Madden the Yard Legends Challenge.
Experience the nutrition of up to 5 pounds of fresh fruits and vegetables in every bottle. With pure green, cold-pressed juice.
We help innovative, new plant-based food companies with investment. The future of food is about plant-based diets. Plant-based diets taste better. Plant-based diets are better for you. Plant-based diets are better for the planet. What a win-win. Invest in the future of food. Invest with Eat Beyond.
Experience the nutrition of up to 5 pounds of fresh fruits and vegetables in every bottle. With pure green, cold-pressed juice.
Welcome back, everybody, here to the NFL Alumni Association, ESTV, and American Cancer Society Madden the Yard Legends Challenge, as we are on the road to the big game just over 24 hours. Keegan Ota alongside Brock Vereen. And Brock, game number 2 just about to come up here. FBGM taking on Team Amon Green, and first game went very well for Team Amon Green. Not so hot for FBGM, only scoring a single point in that round. But you got to let's step away from that for a second as we await them to go on in. Now, let's talk about the celebrity team that we will see later on, made up of Shane Vereen, Aaron Beasley, and Lamar Houston. We'll talk about them real quick. And I know just just a little bit of, just a little bit about Shane Vereen. I'm assuming just a little bit, right? And then let's talk about it, because you also played with one of these guys as well, Lamar Houston, who retired as a Raider. How much do you know about his Madden skills? Like, have you seen him play Madden before, or like, have you seen him play as himself before?
I may not have seen him play Madden up front, but he has the best cosign you could ever ask for, and that is Amon. Amon has specifically said that Lamar is a good Madden player, and that's the only cosign you need.
All right, we're into the game now. It will not be FBGM and Team Amon Green. Instead, two-way versus Antivirus on your screen, two-way on the away side, Antivirus on the home side. This is game number 1 in the semifinal. Winner of this one takes on Irish Spring for the $1,500 championship round. Already a touchdown for this team. And what a start for two-way here in the very first drive of the game. These two teams, by the way, two-way, you'll remember, was your day number 3 champions, and Antivirus lost to them yesterday as well. So it's a rematch of the day 3 championship in the semifinal to see which team moves on to the $1,500 match. They've got the 3-point conversion in. It is 9-0 already. And Brock, we're in for a good show if it was anything like yesterday.
Absolutely. And Antivirus, the 4 seed for the Xbox bracket. And of the 4 teams, the only one that was not a champion. The day 1, day 2, day 3 champions for Xbox are all in here. Antivirus, the only one. They made it to the championship, like you said, lost yesterday to 2-way. But one thing about Antivirus, they have not been blown out. They hang around in every single game, which is why I'm not going to count them out at any point. They have knocked on the door of victory time and time and time again. They haven't kicked in the door yet, but they've knocked on it. So just because they're the only on champion doesn't mean they have any less of a chance as anyone else.
So 10-0 the score right now between two-way and Antivirus, as two-way again with the interception, giving them an extra point. And we're going to go right into the other game right now, as it is Amon Green.
Keegan, technology.
Yeah, technology brings us the
wherever we want.
Team Amon Green taking on FBGM in the other side right now. Bottom left corner of your screen will still be two-way versus Antivirus. Two-way on the away side in the bottom left corner. Again, Antivirus on the home side. And let's check out this team again. Winner of this one, if Team Amon Green were to win out this game, they move on into the championship match. FBGM needs to win this to force game number 3. FBGM stepping back on a 2nd and 24, needing to get all the way to the 20-yard line on the Amon Green side of the field. But again, you talk about not losing yardage. That's the 2nd straight play they've done that. And
it's just so frustrating because they are a good team and they have the pieces there. That second lateral always leads to disappointment. Right there, yes, that may not be the biggest gain, and it may not be enough, but you lateral it once, you get positive yards. Now it's 4th and at least manageable. They have to get away from these double lateral plays. You have not proven that you can get that extra point.
Tries to hook around, tries to make a couple of moves, but actually moves backwards a couple of yards, but it's still 1st and goal here. Very first drive of the game, FBGM still trying to drive down the field inside of the 40-yard line, though. Can I get any more extra points unless it's a double lateral from here on out? We're trying to lateral it back, but again, another backwards play. By the way, update, as you can see in the bottom left corner, two-way leading 26-0. That might be the final drive as well. 3-point conversion is good. So that would mean one more chance for Antivirus to put up any points going into the final drive, really, and going into game number 2. Antivirus is going to need to make a comeback. We'll talk about that later on as well. Antivirus trying to make a throw down the field, is caught for about 17 yards. But 29-0, still way out of reach. Two-way is going to win game number 2. Back to this game you see on the screen. 3rd and goal now for FBGM, trying to get into it the end zone for 6 points. Trying to make a move, does so, but steps out of bounds. It's 4th and goal. Team Amon Green could force a turnover on downs here.
This famous Team Green red zone defense, I wouldn't be shocked if Amon gets a pick here because that's just what he does. This is the toughest red zone defense that you can find in this whole tournament.
4th and goal, looking for the lateral out to the right side now, to the left, to the right, and turnover on downs. Team Amon Green with a huge stop. And again, I think I saw a little bit of that beard scratch going on after that big stop. But on the very first drive of the game, FBGM comes up with a goose egg. Team Amon Green looking to capitalize off of it, running out to the right side. Doki just trying to make a couple of moves, but not much there otherwise. Gain of 9 yards. And let's go back real quick to the bottom left of your screen. Antivirus just trying to put up any points that they can. Still 29-0 in favor of 2A. Again, winning that matchup will lead the series 1-0. It'll be Santiago moving it around, and it will be in. What a move around. That is a lateral. That is the full 9 points you can get from one play. It's a lateral. It's a 40-plus yard play and a touchdown. Will they go for the full 12? No, they'll keep it safe with about 2 points here. So try this from the 10-yard line. Setting up a quick shovel pass forward, lateraling it back out to the left side. Won't get any further than that, but still 9-0. A great start again for Team Amon Green. FBGM just cannot respond to this team right now.
They really can't. They really can't. And as we see in the bottom left there, 2A is going to take the first game, score 29-6. So at least Antivirus did get on the board, but 2A is going to take that first game.
Tries to actually throw that one forward, but nothing doing there in that area. So 2nd down and 20. FBGM. Again, you're talking about not losing yardage. You also got to gain yards as well. Because, I mean, you have 4 downs to get yardage. It looks like they're just going for big plays, though. Doesn't it look like that?
It does look like that, but you know what? This is at least the most composed that FBGM has looked. And if they would just eliminate those double lateral plays that they keep falling back on and losing yards, they could maybe not easily, but they could find their way back into this game. They are their own worst enemy right now. We've seen Amon Green's red zone defense and how good they are. But FBGM's their own worst enemy. Get away from those double lateral plays that keep screwing you over and getting you big losses, and score. Preferably before you get into the red zone, because you're facing the best red zone defense in this tournament.
Somebody crossed the blitz line, and will that be a catch for 1st and goal? It will be just short. Knocks over the pylon, but just short, won't get the end zone. So now here is where Team Amon Green's defense shines.
Exactly. That's why you had to score there. We know how tough this red zone defense is. You had to score there. This is the hardest 1 yard you're ever going to have to get.
Tries to lateral it out to the right side, has somebody open, but is out of bounds. And again, you can see Amon Green himself on the right side scratching the beard. He knows that that's big because that forces them back just a little bit more. So 2nd down and goal. FBGM just cannot get into the end zone here. They've tried this multiple times. It was turnover on downs last time in the red zone. We'll see if they turn it over again, trying for another throw. This time they're a little bit more successful as they put up their first points in the series, making this 9-6 right now. Would tie up the game with a 3-point conversion. Where are they going to go? This is the question, though. They got to make a decision here. They don't want to be down too much, and they are going to go for the tie here. 3-point attempt. They make this. We are tied.
And if you are FBGM, what a sigh of relief just to get some points. Again, they only had 1 point off an interception last game. No production offensively. And as they get that extra point in there and tie up this game, this Keegan is like having a long day of work and taking off a backpack full of bricks. Just that sigh of relief of, okay, we can do it. Now let's go do it again.
Running over the blitz line, has some moves to make, but gets a gain of 16 yards, making it 2nd down and 4. Team Amon Green with the ball back on the 2nd drive. Now remember, FBGM already had their 2nd drive. This is Team Amon Green's 2nd drive. They could go up in a few points, but a great fast tackle coming from FBGM side, forcing a 3rd and 8 right now. So Team Amon Green needed to get some yardage here to get to the 40-yard line. And a little bit of an adjustment play looking like from FBGM. They're going to roll out to the left side. And look who it is again. This is Elijah Santiago trying to make some moves, tries to hook the ball around, will get past the 20-yard line into 1st and goal territory.
Santiago has jukes for days. Oh, wait, that is Curtis Doki. That is Curtis Doki.
That is Doki.
Sorry, guys. The colors and names are always getting switched around. We're doing the best that we can. But that is Curtis Doki. I mean, they are shaking guys out of their boots. Elijah Santiago was doing that all last game as well, so we can still attribute him with that ability also.
9-9 the score, looking for the end zone, and he is in. And who else again? Who else but the man himself, Amon Green, Did we see the beard scratch right at the end there?
Yes, we
I don't
did.
know.
And let's
I
also
think we did, yeah.
let's also
He
point out.
did.
Let's also point out a lot of teams here are mixed match, right? Home team and away team. It's made up of a smorgasbord of players across the league. But Team Amon Green showed up today. What jersey is every single player on that team wearing? The Green Bay Packers, showing some solidarity, and I love the message that sends. Every player on Team Green that is user controlled is wearing a Packers uniform.
So 19-9 as they get 10 points on that drive there. So 19-9 in favor of Team Amon Green. Looks like FBGM's going to go for the lateral out to the right side, wide open on that side. They're going to try to make some moves, but actually moves a little bit backwards. Still 1st and 9, though. Good gain for FBGM, just trying to stay within pace. This is their final drive, meaning even if they were to tie this game up here, they're not going to be able to actually, unless something big happens. Lateral passes, they're inside the 40-yard line, not able to get the full 12 points that they could. Still good.
Another example right there, Keegan. Another example right there. They had an opportunity. Yes, you weren't going to score, but you were going to easily get 10 more yards, and you lateraled it instead. So instead of getting 10 more, you lost 7.
So getting out to the right side and will put them in 1st and goal territory, but just too far outside. Like you were saying earlier, got to get in the end zone from just outside the 20. Otherwise, this red zone defense could haunt you. I mean, even if it was on the 1-yard line, Team Amon Green still held them to I believe it was 2nd or 3rd down. So this defense could be very scary here as they line up 1st and goal. 2 receivers on each side. Looking for a pass down the field, looking for that lateral. Almost dangerous because nobody was in that area. Almost intercepted as well, so very close. But FBGM needs to find a way to break through. They broke through on the first drive. They need to find a way to do this again.
They have to, and it is just so tough to score in the red zone against this team. I'm telling you, if I'm playing Team Green, once I'm flirting with the 35, 30-yard line, I'm going for the end zone because there's no guarantee I get points once I cross that 20.
Looking out for the lateral to the left side, trying to get any extra points that they can. Tries to get into the end zone. That one is picked off. Laterals do not work this time, and it is 20-9. So barring any interception value here, Team Amon Green is going to win this one and is headed to the championship match. So unless a pick 6 of some sort happens here, FBGM is out into the 3rd place game. It looks like Team Amon Green is going to play this safely with some short passes, which is probably the smart move here. But still a very, very good game overall from Amon Green's team.
It certainly is. And Keegan, I know I keep saying it, as Elijah Santiago's going to put the knife in this one, or put the dagger, I should say. What happened on that interception? It was a lateral. They just get so lateral happy. FBGM, I hope we see you in a tournament in the future. And I hope in the meantime you realize, take the guaranteed yards. You are just not at a point where that extra lateral is worth the risk. 27-9 final here.
So Team Amon Green winning the series out 2-0. They will be headed to the $1,500 championship match, and their opponent coming up next will be Junior Mafia. So the championship match is set, a repeat of day number 3's championship, which I know you and I are excited to see. And if Larry Ridley joins us later, we know he'll be excited as well. So it's going to be a very, very exciting game coming up on the PlayStation side. You do not want to miss this, even if it's after the halftime show and everything. Stick around, because I know that game's going to be very exciting. Another game that's going to be exciting here too is 2A versus Antivirus. We'll talk about the championship matches later on, but 2A versus Antivirus, they had their first game. You noticed it in the bottom left corner of your screen while Team Amon Green was playing their game. And 2A absolutely dominating the floor against Antivirus, 29-6. I believe was the score. So what does, just from watching that, we're going to go into the game here in a second, but what does Antivirus need to do to force game number 3?
Oh boy. Antivirus has that chip on their shoulder, right? They're the only non-champion in this Xbox bracket. They were knocking on the door. Like we said, they just weren't able to kick it down. You have to strike fast. The thing about Antivirus is they've had their opportunities. Again, they lost 29-6. That's not a blowout by yard standards. Maybe traditional Madden, not the yard standards. And we're going to jump in there right now. Antivirus hangs around. What they don't do is capitalize at the very end. They have to finish, Keegan. I say all that to say this. They have to finish. They hang around, but they have to finish. That 2nd and 3rd drive is where they have to score maybe 8 points at least on both.
So here we go with the game. Antivirus needing to come back and win this one to force game number 3. Two-way wins this. They're in the championship match against Irish Spring. So 1-0 to score and 0-0 on the very first drive. Antivirus getting a few yards there for 9. Second down at 11. 2 receivers each side. Looking for a pass downfield, and it's in traffic, and it's intercepted by Two-way. Starting off on the right foot here, gets a block in the inside, and will get in for the score. That's a point. That's 6 points on the intercept and the touchdown and the interception, and will just go for 1 point here. They will take a timeout. However, it looks like they're going to readjust for the conversion. They are going to go for the full 10 here. 7-0. They could go up 10-0 already. Looking for something in the corner, wide open down the field, and that is in. It is 10-0. Two-way starting off on the right foot. They want to play Irish Spring for 1,500.
And I like that call by Two-way because Two-way has realized Antivirus struggles as we get the punch ball right there. Antivirus has struggled to close out a game. So what does Two-way say? Hey, let's be aggressive early as we get an interception there. Two-way says, let's be aggressive early because if we can get a big enough lead, Antivirus has proved they struggle in closing the game, and Two-way's game plan could not be going better as they're going to get another touchdown just like that.
Quick touchdowns as well. Another one, pick 6 touchdown, and then an offensive touchdown. This team has everything going for them. Could lock the door right here, going for 3 points again with the confidence that they have. Already up 18-0 in the shutout. Looks for a pass. We'll try to lateral this out to start. Laterals this out to the left side. That's an interception point, so no shutout coming for the side of Two-way, but Antivirus on the board would need to score a lot of points and have a miracle happen on the side of Two-way. We've seen this before, but it's not looking good for Antivirus. They need something big here. And that's not going to help.
Oh, boy. You know what? That's just so devastating. Just like that, Keegan, that's their last opportunity to score. Yes, they can get some interception points, so maybe not the last opportunity to score, but that's their last offensive drive. Just like that, turnovers are so crucial in the yard because just like that, all of your offensive opportunities are gone like that.
So our matchups are now set. 25-1 the final score. Two-way moves on, and every single game you saw today, every single matchup has been a sweep. 2-0 on the side of the $1,500 championship matches. Irish Spring is in, Two-way is in, Junior Mafia and Team Amon Green are in. We are down from the Elite 8 to the Final 4, and this is going to be exciting because these games and these teams are just fun to watch, exciting to watch. And now we're going to talk about our predictions later on. Before we get into the games, of course, after the halftime show presented to you by Second Life. But what are you most excited for going in to these championship matchups with Xbox side, Two-way versus Irish Spring? Both very aggressive and high-scoring teams. Same thing, Team Amon Green, Junior Mafia, a rematch of the Day 3 championship. Which matchup are you more excited for going into the next round?
Really quickly, Keegan, I want to give credit to Two-way. Two-way and Antivirus have faced off 3 days in a row. It is hard to get a win in this Madden the Yard Challenge. To get a win and beat the same team 3 days in a row, you hear it all the time from coaches and players in any sport. Beating the same team multiple times is tough. Doing it in 3 consecutive games, in 3 consecutive 3-game series, impressive. Hats off to Two-way. Two-way and Irish Spring, I am very excited for whoever comes out of that. It's going to be a high-scoring team who's playing great defense. Both teams, Two-way only gave up 7 points in that entire first round. Irish Spring only gave up 9 points in that entire first round. Both of those teams put up a lot of points on the board. 2 high-scoring offenses with stingy defenses. Sign me up. But Junior Mafia and Team Amon Green, because we saw that matchup just yesterday and how hard fought it was and how it was a roller coaster, I cannot lie. I don't know what the heck is going to happen in that matchup. So I'm very excited for that one.
Somebody might want to call him Mr. Larry Ridley because Two-way versus Irish Spring going to be a great game, and he knows that Junior Mafia, the Brooklyn guys, Junior Mafia are in, as well as the team from Team Amon Green. We're going to take a break, and real quick before we get to that, we want to thank one of our sponsors. We are thrilled to welcome Eat Beyond to our roster of supporters. Actually, one of the title sponsors here. Plant-based and natural foods are increasingly making their mark on professional sports and now in esports as well. The idea of seeing the industry move in a more sustainable and healthy direction is a great thing for all. For more information, you can visit them at their website at eatbeyondglobal.com. We will step aside for the Second Life halftime show, and when we come back, it is the championship matches you do not want to miss. It is Two-Way versus Irish Spring on the Xbox side, Junior Mafia versus Team Amon Green, both brackets playing for $1,500 each. Do not miss out on this game. It is NFL Alumni Association, ESTV, and American Cancer Society, Madden, the Yard Legends Challenge, on the road to the big game.
Experience the nutrition of up to 5 pounds of fresh fruits and vegetables in every bottle. With pure green, cold-pressed juice.
We help innovative, new, plant-based food companies with investment. The future of food is about plant-based diets. Plant-based diets taste better. Plant-based diets are better for you. Plant-based diets are better for the planet. What a win-win. Invest in the future of food. Invest with Eat Beyond.
Experience the nutrition of up to 5 pounds of fresh fruits and vegetables in every bottle. With pure green, cold-pressed juice.
This is very exciting. We're here at the NFLA Stadium, which has been such a fun project and journey, and they did an amazing job. We have Van Star up next. He is insanely talented, so you guys are in for a real treat. This is a song I wrote called SOS. I'm feeling stranded, I'm feeling lost, I feel the waves crashing, I'm feeling tossed, I felt the earth move over the hill, you said you won't be, darling, I know I will care. Somebody please help me, I'm drowning in a sea of emotion, darling. Help me, I'm drowning in the sea. And help me, I'm drowning in a sea of emotion, darling. Help me, oh help me, darling, please. This is my SOS to the world. This is my cry for help, and this is mine. Oh, this is mine. This is my SOS to the world. This is my cry for help, and this is mine. Oh, this is mine. My SOS, SOS, SOS. I thought that we would persevere. Nobody even knows us here. How did we let it come to this? We've got to get off of this sinking ship. Can somebody please help me? I'm drowning in a sea of emotion, darling. Help me, I'm drowning in the sea. And help me, I'm drowning in a sea of emotion, darling. Help me, oh help me, darling, please. This is my SOS to the world. This is my cry for help, and this is mine. Oh, this is mine. This is my SOS to the world. This is my cry for help, and this is mine. Oh, this is mine. My SOS, SOS. I see the sunset over the horizon. I think it's time that I close my eyes and can somebody please rest of the world. This is my cry for help, and this was mine. Oh, it was mine. That was a song I wrote called SOS. Now I'm gonna do a song that I wrote called Good Vibes. And we can all use some of that, right? I know I can, especially with technology. Every day you wake up, same look upon your face. Your mind is often shattered, your thoughts are out of place. You don't know where you're going, you don't know who you'll be. Feel like you have nobody, but darling, you got me. I'm bringing the good vibes, forget all those bad times. I'm bringing good vibes and I'm giving them to you. We're living the good life, forget all those bad times. I'm bringing good vibes and I'm giving them to you. Always feel like you're broken, never put back into place. You think you shouldn't be here, just another wasted space. You start lying there at night thinking of those forgotten days. But darling, you're not perfect, there's nothing that I would change. I'm bringing the good vibes, forget all those bad times. I'm bringing good vibes and I'm giving them to you. We're living the good life, forget all those bad times. I'm bringing good vibes and I'm giving them to you. They say you're just a dreamer, got your head up in the clouds. I say you're a believer, can nobody stop us now. I'm bringing the good vibes, forget all those bad times. I'm bringing good vibes and I'm giving them to you. We're living the good life, forget all those bad times. I'm bringing good vibes and I'm giving them to you. I'm bringing good vibes and I'm giving them to you. I'm bringing good vibes and I'm giving them to you. That was a song I wrote called Good Vibes. I'm going to be doing all originals. This next one hits close to home for me because I'm at home actually as I'm recording this and not in my music studio, so that's why things are a little disheveled. And this is one I wrote for my father that passed away, and it's called Bonneville. And today's the anniversary of that, actually. Sorry. This is a song called Bonneville. It was the perfect day, that cool February breeze. That was the day that our Lord stole on me. Feels like a train going down that lonesome track, and when it leaves, you know it's not Bonneville. And I'll do the things that you never will. Oh, I'm riding high in my Bonneville. And if you need me, and I'll be riding high in my Bonneville. And if you need me, and I'll be riding high in my Bonneville. Ooh. Those images keep flashing in my mind. I think about it almost all the time. Feels like a movie. This movie doesn't need a screen, and the speakers are hollow out by screams. And I'm riding high in my Bonneville. And I'll do the things that you never will. Oh, I'm riding high in my Bonneville. And if you need me, and I'll be riding high in my Bonneville. And if you need me, and I'll be riding high in my Bonneville. Thank you, Ross. This next one is one that I wrote. Oh man. This is called Perfect Day. Has anybody had a perfect day before? And maybe the weather was awful. It could be awful. The city that you're in, maybe it wasn't the best, but the person that you were with made it special. This is a song about that. I don't